I know where I'm going. I've seen it in my future. I know what my destiny is, and it's to be the biggest star in the whole of MMA. I've got the personality. I can fight.
Flying in a big right hand. Paddy Pimblett is the new Cage Warriors featherweight champion of the world. Unbelievable!
What's going on, fight fans? Welcome back to our YouTube channel. Hope you are doing well. Today we're going to talk about one of the rising sensations of the fight game coming out of the UK, Paddy The Baddy Pimblett. The Liverpoolian-born fighter has been the talk of the town ever since he made his UFC debut at the latest Fight Night event. In fact, from the moment he signed for the UFC, there was huge eagerness amongst fight fans to see him inside the octagon. After his triumphant debut, many believe that Paddy will be the next big thing in the UFC. But is Paddy destined to be the next superstar of the UFC? And what does Paddy bring to the table in terms of value to the fighting conglomerate? Let's dive into the countdown. Number 5. Cage Warriors Superstar. Paddy made his Cage Warriors debut in 2013. Ever since then, he has been a fan favorite. In the majority of his Cage Warriors career, he fought in the featherweight division. He was a huge success as he became the champion of that weight class by defeating the champion, Frachey. He then made the move to lightweight and impressed many as he won several fights. You would be surprised to hear this, but even during his Cage Warrior days, the UFC had approached Paddy several times, but he bravely rejected the UFC's overtures. The reason for that, he wanted to fully focus and develop as a fighter in Cage Warriors, and then make the move to the UFC. Had he made the move at that time, he would have been one of those fighters who would take up short notice fights, which he didn't want to be. Obviously, another reason for him staying at CW was that they were offering better money than the UFC at that time. Paddy being on the UFC's radar ever since his CW days is a credit to Paddy's potential as a fighter, and the UFC saw that very early in his career. But let's not forget the buzz he had during his Cage Warriors career, but we'll get to that in a moment, so stay tuned. Number 4. Huge following from the UK. Paddy has always had the fans on his back ever since he made his debut in CW. Most of his fans are comprised of a lot of youngsters between the ages of 15 and 25 and seem to follow him everywhere wherever Paddy is scheduled to fight.
Everyone was talking about me, know what I mean? Everyone kept saying I'm the people's main event, I'm the one who everyone's ears are watching. That's what it looked like when I walked out, know what I mean? Everyone's screaming my name. We're not even in England, we're in America, and everyone's screaming my name.
He also has the ability to sell out arena-sized venues. His favorite fight venue is Liverpool's Echo Arena, in which the fans were at their rapturous best in one of Paddy's fights at CW. In one of his interviews, Paddy revealed it has always been a dream of his to one day be a part of a main event card hosted in Anfield, England. After his debut win in the UFC, Paddy sounded out his intentions to the UFC by saying that he would like to be a part of a UFC co-main event in Liverpool. In his own words, Paddy declared, "I'm here to take over, lad. I'm the new cash cow. I'm the new main man on the UFC roster. I best be in the game next week, lad. That's simple. I'm the new man, lad. People are going to be calling me out now. They know who the boy is. A booyaka." I mean, okay, he never said booyaka, but it just felt natural, okay? Anyway, similar to Darren Till, Paddy is already a big name in the UK when it comes to MMA. In fact, his fan base is not limited to his homeland. He is also well recognized by fans in the US. The fanfare that the Baddy brings along with him and his ability to sell out arenas is a thing that bodes well for both him and the UFC in the future. Number 3. Entertainment. Apart from being a fan favorite, Paddy is a very talented and entertaining mixed martial artist. His fight style is like an all-action fighter who goes for the kill at the very beginning. In his fight against Martinez in CW, Paddy was at his ruthless best as he sliced open the forehead of his opponent with a vicious left hand. Like Paddy puts it, he aims to finish his opponents in the very first round. That seems to be an idea behind his gung-ho approach in fights, which has served him pretty well so far in his career. In his title fight against Frachey, Paddy was straight out of the blocks as he hounded him with shots left, right, and center. He finished him with some ground and pound and became the featherweight champion of the division. He also has a pretty decent submission game, where he catches his opponents off guard by putting them in uncomfortable positions and ultimately submitting them. In his lightweight debut against Setbacks, he caught him with a flying triangle choke, which he later converted into an armbar. That seems to be the move that Paddy uses the most in his fights. He is also very skilled in ground and pound and exerting pressure on his opponents when on the ground. In his win over Dalton, he suffocated him with heavy shots and put him in a stranglehold, out of which he was unable to get out of. That pressure ultimately led to his opponent losing his bearings. Paddy also has a good chin, as that was evident in UFC debut against Vendramini, where Paddy was able to eat some clean shots to the face, but that didn't deter his confidence as he was able to come back and finish Vendramini with a flurry of punches and kicks to his face, which ultimately finished his opponent. And yes, in Paddy's trademark style, the first round. His durability is summed up by a quote from his post-fight interview at CW, where he said, "You know my saying, lad, I'm a scouser. We don't get knocked out. I take that shit all day." Okay, I couldn't help myself. All right, so back to it.
What am I saying, lad? I'm a scouser. We don't get knocked out. Hey, I take that shit all day.
All these attributes make him a threat and a potential contender in the lightweight division of the UFC. To know more about what makes Paddy such a watchable and popular fighter, keep watching the video.
Number 2, funny and confident personality.
A major factor in Paddy's popularity and success at Cage Warriors is his funny and confident personality. He comes across as a guy who's not afraid to speak his mind and does not care what people have to say about him. In his interviews as well, Paddy is very outspoken, but he only says things that he believes he can do. In all of his interaction with the media, he maintains a calm and assured air about him, which makes people buy into the Paddy hype. He also has a funny bone to him.
You've certainly made the announcement that you're here. You said you wanted to get Dana White in a headlock. You said you're the new cash cow. Have you done the headlock yet?
I haven't seen him. Dana, where you at, lad? Where you are? I need to nuggie him. You know what I mean?
As can be seen in his interviews where he makes fun of his early days in his career, where he used to party the whole night and go to the gym on just 2 hours of sleep. He is also very opinionated and knowledgeable with his takes on fellow athletes and superstars of the fight game. He is close friends with his training partner and fellow UFC fighter Molly McCann, who trained together in the same gym. Both can be seen joking around in interviews. Paddy has the perfect mixture of seriousness and confidence, coupled with a sense of humor, which is hugely marketable and endearing to fans of this age.
Number 1, the ability to deal with setbacks.
Like every athlete, Paddy has had his own share of setbacks and had trouble dealing with them at the start. After his decision loss to Sarin Bach for the CW lightweight title, Paddy went through a tough period mentally. Also, the loss to Nad Narimani compounded the feeling, and also the fact he went into both of those fights injured, and to make matters worse, his left hand was worse off than before after the fight. It was confirmed that his hand was severely injured, and he went through multiple surgeries that kept him out of the game for 4 months, thereby adding insult to injury.
Done that 3 months before my last fight, and then obviously they told me not to fight. I didn't listen.
He owned up to the mistake by saying he shouldn't have rushed into the fight and highlighted that as a key factor behind the loss. There were days where Paddy wanted to stay away from everyone until he decided to share how he was feeling with his close ones. That, according to Paddy, helped him a lot to ease the anxiety and stress that he was experiencing. Also, he was constantly heckled by his haters online and now pays no attention to those trolls. He's also dealt with weight cutting issues in the past. At the later stage of his CW career, he was having health complications making weight at featherweight, due to which he made the move to lightweight. Paddy once mentioned that he had cut 22 kilos in 26 days to make weight for a fight, which shows his dedication and professionalism. All of these experiences have helped Paddy mature into a great fighter, who is all set to take the UFC and the fight game by storm. Whether he is the next king of the UFC or not remains to be seen, but he certainly ticks off all the boxes to be the next big superstar of the UK in the UFC and follow in the footsteps of fellow natives such as Michael Bisping and Darren Till. But after his UFC debut, it surely seems the Paddy show has kicked off. Well, alright, that's it. We have come to the end of our video today. But before leaving, we would like to know a few things. Do you think Paddy is the next superstar of the UFC? What did you make of his debut, and who would you like to see him fight next? Oh, and is he the UFC's next cash cow? I got one more. On a scale of 1 to 10, how trash is my British accent? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to share, like, and subscribe to our channel. Until next time.